Hey friends, this is Darnell coming to you once again from the beautiful Bedrock Ministry studio with AM in America. It is day 92, my friends. We're going to be looking at verse 92 as we make our way through Psalm 119, one day, one verse at a time. Verse 92 says, "Unless your law had been my delight, I would then have perished in my affliction." When I read this verse earlier today, my heart literally leapt. I mean, I look at this verse and I almost feel like going Pentecostal on you and jumping and shouting and running, because it may come as a surprise to you, but as we walk through Psalm 119, none of this is rehearsed. I come across these verses each day, and I just share out of my heart whatever is in my heart when I share this verse with you. Now, it's not the first time I've ever read the verse or this chapter in the Bible, that's for sure. In fact, I can tell you this, when I was at my lowest period in my life, I mean the very lowest, when I had hit rock bottom and lost everything, I clung to this word, the word of God, the Bible, and everything that I had ever learned in it. But in addition to that, I used to go to bed every night listening on an audio Bible application on my computer. I would go to bed every night listening to Psalm 119 from beginning to end, all 176 verses. Every night I would listen to it. So, once again, it's not the first time I have heard it or read it, but as we're walking through it on these daily devotionals, I am coming across to them just one day at a time, like you. This verse here just speaks to me personally. If I could just testify with you for a minute, because the affliction that I have seen in my life, I may have shared this before with you, I may not have, but I grew up in a highly dysfunctional home. I mean, a home filled with drugs and alcohol and just all kinds of vices. I mean, my parents, God bless them, now they're passed on. They've been passed on for quite a long time. In fact, they both died from in the same year, but at different times, from complications from the lifestyle that they lived long before they ever got to see their first grandchild. They had literally gotten to the point where they were sticking heroin needles in their arms. I saw things and went through things before I was even in puberty, my friends, that I would not wish upon anybody. But here's the good news. Through it all, God had me by the hand even when I didn't know it, and was taking me through that. But make no mistake, that wasn't the end of it. It was well into my adult years before I ever hit my rock bottom. But this verse here says, "Unless your law," and as I read that, and what it speaks to me is I once again exchange that word law with the word of God. "Unless your word had been my delight, I would then have perished in my affliction." I can tell you beyond the shadow of a doubt, with 100% certainty and conviction, that is true for me. Now, I hope that anybody listening to my devotionals or teaching videos does not have to hit rock bottom before they realize the value of the refuge that you can find in the Word of God. I would encourage anybody to run to God full speed, arms open, and embrace Him and His Word and the grace and the love that He gives. Before you have to get to the bottom, before you have to go through the affliction. God will allow us to go through whatever it takes to get us to realize our great need for Him, but He does not wish that upon us. But my friends, I just want to share this verse with you and testify a little bit about the goodness, the faithfulness of this holy God that I serve. His name is Jesus. I hope that you will embrace him. This is Darnell coming to you from the beautiful Bedrock Ministry studio. Now let's go change the day.